Good morning, man. I'm Madison. My second episode of the podcast, Sober Talks, man. Breaking the chains to addiction. Man, I got a special guest right here, man. I met when I thought my life was over, not knowing it was just beginning. Um, Powerful story right here. Um, when you want to call somebody like a black hero or black mentor, right here, man, because he poured into me, man. So without further ado, man, because I know my man got things to do today, I want to introduce y'all to man, Mr. Corwin Knight, man. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good, man. Thanks for having me on your show, man. Like, I really appreciate it. Uh, I don't even know where to start at for real, man. Just, you know, um, just trying to be a vessel. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it, man. We got the same, stories. What I'm saying it's lined up in the same way. I feel like, we all more alike than different. Um, Coming from incarceration. Um, just having my opportunity and chance to come home the 26th time. You know what I'm saying? And just get it right. And what I found out through all of this vicious cycle of addiction and incarceration and trying to fight that lifestyle is that all I had to do was surrender.
Mm.
Golly, ain't that, it's that easy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, all right, I give up. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Cause I ain't winning at this.
Right,
So
right,
take
right,
this
right,
from me.
right. And, after surrendering, man, I just kind of got with some people um, that was able to guide me, you know what I'm saying, and just kind of help me navigate.
Right.
But I also got with the right people that were in recovery, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've been in recovery for years. I've been in recovery since 1997, but I ain't finally surrender to my last incarceration in 2005. And I knew right then and there, like, yeah, I was over. I was done. Like, I ain't even want no more of this, man. Like, um,
I want to add
yeah, yeah,
one thing about that. You said I was in recovery,
yeah,
but I didn't surrender.
yeah.
Bust that down again. I love how you break things down.
Man, I'm saying I was trying to do both. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I was trying to be in recovery and be in a lifestyle. Like, I was trying to be in recovery and hang in my old neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it didn't work, right? Um, because I know now, right? Um, it's like being around a hot dog stand, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be around that. You be around that joint. One day you gonna ask for a hot dog again. Then somebody kept telling Corey, stop going around the hot dog stand, man. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times things go over our head um, because we really don't want to catch the true nature of. Um, I feel like the true nature of surrender, right? And surrender feels like we weak, or you know what I'm saying, like we ain't strong, or you know what I'm saying, or it'll just feel like, in our mind, coming from the lifestyle in the street, like we suckers, we don't, like we just
Mm.
weak, we suckers, so we don't surrender, we fight to the bitter end. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I see a lot happening in our community today, is that everybody's scared to just kind of surrender, right? Because they just fighting to the bitter end. They don't want to stop because they feel like, oh yeah, they gonna look at me like I'm weak, like I'm a sucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
seen some. I
yeah.
seen. Matter of fact, one of my friends, my close friends, sent me something the other day, man. It was a joke, right? But I look at life so different now. So I just looked at the part that it wasn't so much funny, right?
Hmm.
So it was a dude. He said, "Man, yeah, I was just riding, working today. This is a little skit on Instagram. I was riding today. I seen my man riding in the other truck. He
Uh,
working too. I said, man, we done turned into some suckers now, man.
yeah,
I said, what? No, you didn't.
yeah.
You turned into a smart person.
That's it.
You turned into a smart person because you got longevity. Hey, it's longevity and positivity.
Yeah,
Negativity comes to an end.
yeah.
I want to dive deep into this, man. Who were you, Mr. Knight, before the addiction?
Man, shoot. Man, so before my addiction, man, like I was a go-getter and I was the dreamer, you know what I'm saying? In the beginning, I was raised in a two-parent household, even though, our household was small.
Mm-hmm.
We lived in a one-bedroom apartment, man. It was four of us, me and my brother, my mother and father. And you know, in our mind, we wasn't poor. You know what I'm saying? I feel like my mother gave me everything she could, right? Um, I went to school. You know what I'm saying? I played the trumpet. You know what I'm saying? I was an artist in school. Man, I was very talented. You know what I'm saying? I was always talented. I played in the junkyard band, created a band. You know what I'm saying? I used to break dance. You know what I'm saying? On a cardboard box. You know what I'm saying? Like all of these things, man, I was really talented. When I went to school, I went to school for architect. I went to school for plumbing. I'm a licensed plumber. I went to school for culinary. Went to school for private security and investigation. I was special police. My life was, man, I had a really good life, man, if it was up to me, right? But at the same time, I was crossing the line. You know what I'm saying? Like I was trying to be part of this. And that's just a way of influence because a lot of my peers was in the streets.
Right.
But I was doing what I was supposed to be doing, right? And I just fell victim. I fell victim to you know. But it was already in me. Let me say that first. It was all because my father, and raised, I was, always in the lifestyle around my father, whereas though it was just a bunch of guys on L Street, just hanging around back in them days in Cadillacs and all of that. And that's kind of the era I came up in, man, in the 70s, you know, um, just living, but also being influenced at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing that one day I was gonna cross the line. And I remember one day when I did cross the line when I was using drugs, and and a friend of mine was like, "Man, you don't want to do that, right?" And it was that powder, man. It was like, "You don't want to do that. I'm telling you, you don't want to do that, Shorty. Like if you go there, you might not come back, right?" And again, peer pressure pushing you through. And you started that part of that journey, and before you know it, man, I lost my way. I mean, I was a manager for stores. I was a manager for Mrs. Field Cookie Store. I ran like four stores. I ran F Street, K Street, 19th Street, and Bethesda Mall. I ran four stores, right? Training manager, the whole nine. Um, and I had a real good life at a young age, man. I got married young. We had our own place, had a car. Like, man, I had a real good life, man. And this lifestyle and drugs and alcohol took it away from me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's kind of, the backstory, man. I can't even say, because when I crossed the line and, went into that lifestyle, everything came with it. So it ain't even like trying to get no war stories. We already know what comes with it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
most definitely, most
And
definitely.
so that came with it, and then it just sucked me up. It robbed me of everything that I've ever wanted in my life. It robbed me from my dreams, my aspirations, and my goals. It stole everything from me. I woke up one day, man. I remember in '99. I woke up in '99, man. I was in treatment. You know what I'm saying, at the Salvation Army on Kenilworth Avenue. I lost my wife, I lost my kid,
Mm.
you know what I'm saying, I lost my place, I lost all of my jobs, you know what I'm saying, I lost me, I ain't had no money, you know what I'm saying, I was back at square one, man, in the store, you know, you know, actually, getting donations because they gave me clothes in the Salvation Army.
Right.
Third party custody clothes, all the donations. We go through
Mm-hmm.
the clothes rack, and them were the clothes I was wearing. But I remember wearing, some stuff that like I got on or whatever now. But I just gave away everything, man, and that's what this lifestyle do to you, right? And you don't even see it coming.
Wow, and you already touched on it because I was going to ask you about one of your darkest moments, but just by you just explaining, man, I lost
Yeah,
everything. I lost my wife.
yeah, yeah,
I lost my child,
yeah.
and I'm gonna get back into it, but it's I want y'all to understand, man. This is a very touching and emotional interview for me to do, man, because I love this brother, man. This
That's
brother,
right.
man, you just heard him say, man, we are so much alike
Yeah,
and just different in
yeah.
certain different ways, you know what I'm saying? But just to
Mm,
know that his element of life was still a go getter, even when he was knocking on addiction's door and addiction tackled him
hmm.
to man, just to get back to where he is now,
That's
dog.
right.
Like, but I remember you telling us over the jail, man. Like, man, how you had hurt the two main women in your life.
Hmm.
I know that was one of your darkest moments, man. And
Yep.
once again, you know, God rest Mama soul. Mama was a
Yep.
beautiful vessel.
Yeah.
Mama was beautiful, man. That was your twin. Well, y'all
Mhm.
triplets with your brother too. Y'all all
Yeah.
look alike,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But I just know, man, when you was with your mother for the last days, and I even text you on Instagram, man, and I
Mhm.
know she went home happy.
Yep.
Not so many people are able to go home happy. They
That's
seen
it.
their sons downfall to his uprise, what they seen his
Mhm.
uprising
Yep. Yep.
to
Yep.
his downfall
Back
to his
up.
rise again.
Yep. Yep.
And man, that was so powerful for your mother to say goodbye, son. I see you later, and I'm
Yep.
proud of you.
Yeah.
But I want you to touch on that one of those topics that you were saying over the jail, like how you hurt the two main people, the two main powerful women in your life,
Yeah.
man.
I mean, you think about it, right?
Right.
I mean, you just like in our mind, and I guess if you think all individuals, right? You know,
Mm-hmm.
everybody, right? We don't think we hurt nobody else.
Right.
We don't look at it that way. You know what I'm saying? But what I have found out, even through in recovery, through philanthropy work, nonprofit, you know what I'm saying, and doing the work that I do, is that we as individuals make an impact on our whole family, right? Not only an impact in our family, we impacted our community as well, because when we're not there, we're not there to guide, mentor, you know what I'm saying, help our kids, which really transition into, you know, whatever that, most of the time, whatever that environment is,
Right.
they fall victim to that environment, and then it's a vicious cycle, on and on and on. And and then you look at, a lot of times, kids and fathers are incarcerated together.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And so, when I looked at, just thinking about mine, right, man, my daughter, and I had two kids, but my daughter was like that was my everything, right? And then my mom was my everything. And so, just, as I began, as the fog lift, let's just talk about the fog.
Mm-hmm.
First, the fog got lift first before you can even notice or be aware of anything. And so that fog lifted, and I was like, damn, like, I would make a phone call, and I remember my mother was in West Virginia in my grandfather's house, and they were having a family reunion. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
the last time I made a call, years before that, they were at a picnic. So it was embarrassing for me to always be on the phone calling from the jail, you know what I'm saying, when my family's out having a good time, right? And when we think about the road of recovery, um, we make an impact, or we're hurting the people that we love and not even knowing it. And that was embarrassing for my mother, because everybody already knew where I was at, right? Hey, tell Corey hi, tell him be strong. Can't wait to see him again. But in the background, they like, this nigga locked up again. You know what I'm saying? And so it was an embarrassing moment to me that every time my mother in the neighborhood or whatever the case may be, and my presence is not shown, they already know where I'm at.
Right.
And so sometimes it makes your parent feel like they did a bad job. You know what I'm saying? And then it affects them, because like, what am I doing wrong? You know what I'm saying? As a parent, that my son is going astray, or my son can't keep it right, or he's always incarcerated. And so as I began to kind of, internalize that, I was like, man, I got to do right, man. If I don't do anything right, I got to do right by the people that love me. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, them was the only people that's going to show up for you,
Yeah.
right? Them the only people going to show up for you, right? And so, you know, again, coming home, and, what I'm saying, and making amends. And that part in recovery about making amends is, it's not telling nobody you sorry. It's about the acts of what you do. And so I just had to do the right thing, right? And so my mother was able to see me, clean for 15 years, going on 16 years. I was able to take care of my mom. I was able to be available. I was able to be a father. You know what I'm saying? I was able to, my mother was able to be peaceful. You know what I'm saying? Because when I came back home, I represented my family, as I still do today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I represent my family in this thing, whether I'm being an advocate, whether I'm helping somebody, whether I'm in the community, whatever we're doing, I'm being a representation of Miss Linda Mitchell, my mom,
Yes, sir.
and my father.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
So those are your steps of breaking the chains to addiction.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. I haven't really felt the criticism firsthand, but a lady had told me one time, because I make this statement, everybody's recovery is different.
That's
But
right.
as long as you're in the recovery and you're recovering, I feel as though that's when it's impactful.
Right.
So my slogan is we're stronger than addiction. Addiction is nothing but a word. We put the power in the word.
Mhm.
And I strongly believe in that. But I have gotten criticized, and one lady has told me that she never used a drug in her life,
Mhm.
but she runs a major facility
Yeah.
that I send a lot of clients to because I work at Howard.
Mhm.
And she said, young man, addiction is way much more than the word, right?
Mhm.
And she was talking, but I was understanding. So, like, I know how to listen to a person, and
Mhm.
even if they say something I don't want to hear, to still listen.
Right.
Because there's something in there
Right.
that is useful
Right.
for the mindset.
Right.
If you just give that person a chance, right?
That's it.
So I looked at it a different way. Like, it can be, but I still believe that addiction. Okay, some drugs are harder than others, right?
Right.
And they hit different.
Mhm.
But now you're clean, I'm clean. We pass liquor stores every day.
Mhm.
We opening up shops and dealing with stuff right beside liquor
Mhm.
stores. Liquor stores on every corner in the
Mhm.
neighborhoods that we be in, just as well as a church.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we choose not to go into a liquor store,
Right.
pop a bottle open,
Right.
and go back and indulge in the old things. So that's why I say we are stronger than addiction, and addiction is nothing but the word. We put the power to the word. I want to take the power from that word and put it within its rightful owners. As you being my mentor, am I wrong for saying that, or
Nah,
what?
listen, man. That's how I feel, right? Is that it's information, right?
Mhm.
Recovery is only information,
Right.
right? It determines what you do with the information in recovery. You know what I'm saying? And so as I internalize, okay, in recovery, I'm in recovery. I've been in recovery. I've been clean for 19 years now. You know what I'm saying? And I don't go to meetings, right? I go to a meeting, but I don't go to meetings like I used to. Because now, what I found out about recovery is recovery put me in a position to live life on life terms. That means that I'm going to live life, but I'm still in recovery. That don't mean I have to be in meetings every day like I used to. I'm just, I'm in recovery now. Because now you take the tools of recovery and you use it to the best of your ability. So when you say addiction is just a word, addiction is just a word, right? And I'll internalize and I'll break it down because whatever you place in the mind, whatever it's a thought. Remember we talked about thoughts, right? You know what I'm saying? Whatever you think, you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
And
sir.
so when you use these words, being addicted, I don't use them no more because I feel like I'm not addicted, you know what I'm saying, to drugs. Am I in recovery? Yeah, I'm in recovery because I'm recovering from everything. I ain't just recovering from drugs.
Right.
That's just one symptom of a bigger, deeper problem. It's mental health, emotional health, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying, PTSD, trauma. You got so many things that impact you to make you go back to using and drinking and stuff like that. But when I look at it now and I just look at life, being living life on life terms, making sure that at every day I make a conscious decision to do the right thing every day. And now, based on where you at now, even when being home, you know, because you clean now, you have full access to everything. You got a couple of dollars in your pocket, you got a car, you got a whip, you can run around the town and do whatever you want. But now you just make a decision that you don't do that no more. So
Wow.
every day we make a decision that we ain't doing what we used to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the power of choice, is just making a decision. You know what I'm saying? So I don't never allow anybody, and I always say, don't never allow anybody to, you know what I'm saying, make you feel like, you know what I'm saying, like, or they challenging you in how your recovery is, because your recovery works for you the way it works for you. You know what I'm saying? But you still got the base of what recovery is, and that's just staying clean, making a decision to do the right thing, you know what I'm saying, because it's the right thing to do, and then continue on the path, man.
So let me ask you this as well. So what I found is I haven't done no meetings since I've been home.
Okay.
4 years free on the streets, clean.
Uh-huh.
And I, my sponsor Larry Watson,
Mm-hmm.
he had told me about peer recovery coach.
Mm-hmm.
I got that, so I've been working in a hospital setting, man, going on 2 years coming up September.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I found my treatment, my recovery, my group setting into pouring into others, letting them know that they're stronger than addiction. And that's what keeps me going.
Mm-hmm.
Because then I'll have these visions, like how you said, you had it all going on before you crossed that line.
Mm-hmm.
And you lost it all.
Mm-hmm.
So I just remember, getting drunk, doing other drugs, and then I'm losing, constantly losing.
Mm-hmm.
To now, I've been on nothing but gain streak.
That's it.
And God's
That's
just
it.
been pouring in blessings, man. So like,
And that's what happens, man. Again, this the gift of recovery is to give the gift away.
yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, again, like the only way you get to keep this is you got to give it back to somebody else.
Yeah, it is.
So it ain't you only doing what you've learned, right? Because I was able to come into jail and give it to you and be a model to you that you were able to take what you got and give it to somebody else. Because we all going to meet different aspects of different people in life. Everybody, like I probably can't reach some people that you reach because, you know what I'm saying, because of the model that you have. But I can reach some people that you probably can't reach. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it don't matter as long as you keep on giving this away, man. That's the blessing in what we got, right?
Let
It's
me
just
hit
to
you with
continue
this,
to give it away.
'cause we taking away.
I know.
I watching it for you. See,
Yeah, yeah.
what made you start coming back into the jail, pouring into the people, pouring into hopeless people? Because a lot. You've been there.
Yeah,
So we
yeah,
every time we get ready to go to court, we sitting
Right.
over there on the phone with mom or whoever answers.
Right.
We just hoping that we get another shot at being out there in the free world, right?
right.
What made you, from after doing all the time you did,
Mm-hmm.
come back in, wait to get your clearance,
Mm-hmm.
to come back in and start pouring in now that you got a full system in the jail? What made you do that?
Man, so going back to recovery, going back to my beginning stage of recovery, somebody took me in there one day. That's when they had H&I in the in the jail, and somebody took me in there to do a meeting, right? I did the meeting, and after that, saying Miss Betty Green, that was the chaplain at that time, asked me to come back, and I came back in there, and it just set in, right? This is what I was supposed to be doing. Because what I did that day, right, is that I was able to kind of pull into about 50 guys. And at that time, these guys I just ain't had my orange on. I was in there and I just ain't have orange on. And what I seen is that at that time, they didn't have all of this stuff going on in the jail like that. So I was kind of like that only outlet that these guys had at that time. So it just gave me, it's like, hey, I need to do this. And so that was the other part of my job. After I got off work, I was in the jail every day. You know what I'm saying? And, it went from one thing, it elevated to another thing. It elevated to a full staff, programs, continuing services. In my mind, again, I'm just using my talents and my gifts and my skills, is how can I make an impact, right, in the place that impacted me, right? And that's what I did, man. And so, I've been there ever since. Man, I've been in the jail for like 16 years now, man, And again, that's another thing that helps me out every day is that I get to revisit that pain that I suffered from for so many years that kind of keep me in line, right? Because every time you can be challenged at sometimes you can be having a challenge day or a challenge time. And I was mentoring somebody yesterday. They called me and they was talking about how much was going on yesterday. And I said, listen, man, because you're having a bad day don't mean you're having a bad life. Right? You know what I'm saying? Because you having a bad day don't mean you're having a bad life, man. You know what I'm saying? I say we all supposed to go through challenges, right? Because you have to learn how to adjust. That's just like getting one of them big tubs of cold water at that first point and getting in that water, it shocks you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But as you begin to take deep breaths and adjust yourself, it allows you to sit back in this cold water and take it, right? And that's what life, that's what challenge is all about. It shocks you at first, but at the same time, you just got to take a deep breath, man, and allow yourself to adjust to a challenge, and then and give yourself some space to help you make a better decision before you make a bad decision in that challenge. Because the challenge is nothing but an emotional attachment that can trigger you to make you make a bad decision. That's what the challenge is. So most people go through challenges, they so emotional that they make a bad decision right then and there. Instead of having a mentor or having somebody they connect to when they're in a challenge, say, hey man, I'm challenging. I have a challenge. I'm going through it. All right, let's talk you off the ledge. Let's kind of, let me get you back on gratitude, right? Being grateful for the day. Because again, we woke up this morning. And I'll say this, man, there's a lot of people, man, that had plans this morning and didn't wake up.
Do you see your impact on the people that you've interacted with? Do you see it?
Man, I see my impact on not only the people that I serve, but the families, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we do the children of incarcerated, parents, where we do Christmas on the inside, where we able to, we at the Ready Center, and, these people come in and get services from us, but we're able to, again, like, just looking at you, man, like, when you came home, you went through the stages of change and the emotional stages and the challenges and everything, and you got to where you at. And I'm able to sit back and watch you, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm watching you, man. You know what I'm saying? Sober life. Like, you created something, man. I'm watching you. But again, I was able to pull into you, right?
For sure.
At some certain times in space, in the dark space or whatever. And we don't see what's about to happen. But as long as we keep moving forward, it's destined to happen, right? And so I look at you today, and every day I look at you, man, online, whether you speaking or you talking, whether you with the kids, whatever you doing, man. I was like, man, thank God that God used me as a vessel, right, to touch you, right, and to inform you of how good this is, right, and you just bought into it. You bought into it, man.
I asked you that because I remember, man, being over the jail, man. I went through. I filled out so many requests to get in there with your program, even though one of them was ran by your program. But to get in there face to face with you, because everybody, man, it's Corwin Knight, man, Corwin Knight like that, bro. You need to get down there, man.
Yeah.
He pouring to you, bro, real good, and talk to you, bro. So like on your level, right? So as I'm signing the list, I'm putting your name on it.
Yeah.
They put me in criminal, right?
Yeah.
Criminal, cool, right? But that ain't what I wanted. Then okay, it's a Hope Foundation on my next job.
Right.
You going downstairs? Okay, bet.
Yeah.
I go in there. That's where I meet Larry.
Yeah.
My OG Larry, that's my man. Then finally I get you, but Larry is in your foundation at this time, and he hitting hard too because Larry used the ball.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna give y'all too much of Big Larry because Big Larry gonna be on here. But he used the ball though. That's my dog, and I call him.
Yeah.
But then I finally got to you. Then I met other Larry Moon, Alpha.
Yeah.
Powerful man.
Yeah.
He coming too, and I'm calling you out, big bro. I need you, baby. Look, so man, like I remember when y'all didn't used to come when you had something to do, bro. People was in your group set, we be sad, bro.
Yeah.
We be upstairs sad on the
yeah,
like, damn, man, ain't coming today.
Yeah.
But one time you didn't come, that gave me the opportunity to meet Larry. Larry Moon. And that was a powerful moment. And I still hit all y'all phones to this day because
definitely
I took what y'all was giving from there and I added it to my living, and now my living has become better.
That's it.
And how you just said it, it's not just for me, it's for the family. And now I'm pouring into other people. Because you're not going to tell me, anyone, that addiction is stronger than you.
Yeah.
When you the one that's giving your power away
That's
too.
That's it.
Hold
time,
your power.
energy, and effort.
So what you got going on now? Let's explain to them about the whole foundation. What's up with
Man.
that? You got a lot of stuff going on, bro.
Yeah, man. Well, it's not a lot. It's just we expanding. You know what I'm saying? We expanding, and different things. We partner with the Department of Corrections in the Lead Out program, which is a workforce development program that we take a person through from 4 weeks, and then we send them to subsidized employment. That's one program we're working on. Then we got the Hope Foundation, which is a Fresh Start Virtual Mentoring Program, which is a virtual program. That's for 12 weeks. And we prepare them mentally, spiritually, and physically for employment, the lifestyle, recovery. We got 3 instructors in there just kind of helping them out. I do employment placement, saying we got a partner with Safeway, Busboy and Poets, and some other, employers, Rita's Ice Cream, that, Kitchen Savage, that accept some of the people that graduate from our programs. And we help them, get back on the track of building, building themselves up and, getting a paycheck. We got an office. We 5 days a week in the office, man, at the Ready Center, 3640 Martin Luther King Avenue. Where we there to help you, come in and transition in. Great to open up a store. In the permit process right now. We're ready to do a sandwich shop with Community Cafe, my catering company. We're ready to do a sandwich shop. But on the back end, we're ready to do catering, workforce development, training, community engagement. Like, we just opened up a whole building in Ward 8, man, to allow people to come in and get all the resources that they need. Again, it's like how do you begin to build more resources in a place that's been impacted by violence, drug addictions, the lifestyle. We have to just kind of fulfill them gaps and begin to open up, these spaces and places to allow people to come in and get these resources, right? And so I'm just trying to make a lane, to create opportunities for individuals that come home, because I remember coming home to nothing and then having to figure it out, right? Today in 2024, it ain't like that, right? In 2007, it was like that. You had to figure it out, right? But that's it, man. I'm just here, man. You know what I'm saying?
I got a little rebuttal on one
Okay.
thing you said is none of that. No, brother. One thing about this, man. One thing about this change life.
Yeah.
One thing about you impacting other people to impact their families. It is a lot.
Yeah.
And you got it. I hope y'all heard that, because it was a lot. It was a lot that he has going on. A black man has a lot going on to empower. That's why I don't want to see anybody walking around the city saying, I can't get this, I can't
That's
get
it.
that. Hey, you got my Instagram, DM me,
Yeah.
because I can give you his number.
Yeah.
And you can call him.
That's
Because
it.
guess what, man? This is what we're doing. We're building foundations for people to build other foundations.
That's it.
I was a drunk. I'm making my brand. This is me. This is not no clothing. You might see it on it. This is not no clothing brand. This is a lifestyle.
That's it.
You understand? I learned that from him. I just put my own spin to it because it's mine. You know what I'm saying? So one thing that I'm big on, man, people, it says it in the Bible, man. Enjoy the fruits of your labor, man. I remember first coming home, and then I remember meeting you. You were just so stuck in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, to see you now in Dubai, to see you in Paris, to see you living, dog.
Yeah.
That makes me feel good. My wife just seen me just looking at your page one time. I get to smile. I said, "Boy, this is my mentor right here. Boy, look at him. Boy, Corey."
Yeah, that's right.
And that's when you know you got genuine love, man,
That's it.
and a person that really respects you. Because I remember you were just so grounded.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you done switched your whole life around. And then you just started something that can help other people, and it's been successful. Why are you still grounded? Now it's time to go see the things that you didn't see. And I respect that about you, bro. I just got married, and we hit Jamaica. And I don't want to see no other water if it ain't crystal blue like that. You know what I'm saying?
I know that's right.
I don't want to see nothing, but see,
Man, I know,
I'm
man.
learning from you. Even I'm watching you from afar, and I respect that, bro. You don't know how much you mean and impacted on my life, bro. But now I'm better for my children. Even when the hard times may come, I know how to navigate through them.
That's it.
Because as long as we trust in Him, He gonna order our steps. We ain't gotta worry about nothing. Because we can get dirty with the dirty times. Like a jail.
That's it.
True Bill, y'all. A friend of mine, he mentored her to Isha. I called her my sister. Got killed. I was so distraught and hurt because just before she got killed, a week earlier, my little man named Shane Williams, man, keep his name alive, man, was killed outside of his house. And he came into Howard, bro. He was 17 at the time. They didn't want to touch him. They told him the only way they could on Percocets. He wanted to get off
Right.
Percocets. He wanted to help mom and
Right.
dad in the room. They said the only way that they can help this young brother, Corey, and I called you about this too,
Mm.
was if he commit a crime and go into the
Yeah, I
system.
remember that. Yeah, I
That's
remember
the
that.
only way
Yeah,
they can
yeah.
help him.
That was
Bro,
crazy.
we fought Tia Bell from the Sugar Project, who's my big sister. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? The co-chair of that. We all fought making phone calls to all different type of doctors because he went to children at first.
Mm.
Children they had no special, they sent them over there. But this young boy was so determined to say, man,
He
I
was
can I
done.
can beat this. I need this help.
That's
So
it.
now this is my first year at Howard. So I'm like, I ain't even really got no name,
Yeah.
but my name is to help this young man the best way I can. And I
Right.
got to the point, even if I lose my job, I still got
Mm.
my flag
Yeah.
certificate, so I go back to flagging.
Right.
Because if I
Right.
lose my job trying to help somebody that want to
Right.
help themselves,
Right.
then maybe this ain't the spot for me.
Right.
And we knocked down every door for he was the youngest guy to go out Maryland. I forgot the name, Sandstone or something like that,
Mhm.
out Maryland and get the treatment.
Mm.
But later down the line, man, he was gunned down out on the side of his house for his father to wake up out in the car
Wow.
to see his son getting stood over and shot, and his mother running down the stairs. And that had it caught me at a bad time, and it
Mhm.
hurt me because I
Mhm.
watched this young boy change his life.
Mhm.
He changed his life. He got them drugs. I'm not
Mhm.
doing this because the Percocets that took his sister life.
Yeah.
And he changed. And when I first had my meeting with him in his grandmother's house, I
Mhm.
opened up with prayer.
Right.
We prayed. Grandma prayed. We prayed because guess what? We're not gonna sit and have no conversation if God ain't in it.
That's right. You
You know
put a
what I'm
hedge
saying?
of protection over him, man.
So a week after that, Isha was gunned down.
Mhm.
I see Corey at the funeral.
Mhm.
I say, bro, because like I say, this is my mentor. Y'all. I don't have to talk to him every day, but guess what? When I called, he asked me if I got to leave him a text. He was texting me from London and all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to be a pest,
Yeah.
but they say he called me, bro. And you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I can
That's
school you
it.
through something. I can help you, right? I got a gun on me at the funeral. I'm like, bro,
Mhm.
I'm scared. My mind going. I got a
Mhm.
gun on me and all that. You remember what you told me?
Yeah.
Tell me again.
Man, I tell you, man, you gotta get rid of that because you're a representation of something good, man. And if you keep that, you might make a bad decision, man. And then that'll remove you from everything that you work so hard for, bro. You know what I'm saying? And so we've had that conversation, man. Say, hey, look, go ahead home, do what you gotta do, man. But that ain't for you. That ain't for you no more. You know what I'm saying? We've been there, done that, man. You know what I'm saying? And what I do understand is if that's something I got, something might happen.
Hmm.
It's something. That's the only thing can happen with that is something bad. Can't nothing good happen out of that. The only thing happens with that is bad. Just say, man, saying 2, 3 pounds of pressure can ruin not only your life, right, but somebody else's life. It can make an impact on your community and everything. And so I have to, like on me, I'm one of them guys that we accountability partners, man. You know what I'm saying? If I'm doing something wrong, you gonna hold me accountable. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no hierarchy in this, right? And we gotta hold each other accountable because, man, we're a representation of something big, right? It's bigger than us, right? And what we don't want, and what I don't never want, is to see somebody say we faking.
Yeah.
I don't never want to hear that we faking. You know what I'm saying? Because we know it's a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to fall into the victim of, what I'm saying, being that, man. So,
And one thing you just said,
yeah,
man, he said he don't never want nobody to say that we faking,
right.
cause we are bigger than something.
That's it. We
We
bigger
bigger,
than something else.
bigger than something else,
And,
right?
and I, you said something earlier, and I like to say, God said, man, if you take care of my business, man, I'm going to take care of yours, right? And that's what's been happening to both of us, right? Is like, because we both spiritual by nature, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I've just learned to take care of God's business, right?
Yeah.
And again, go back to what I was talking about first, is that I thank God for me just being a vessel,
Right.
you
Right.
know what
Right.
I'm saying? To not only my community, but to the society as a whole, right? Because we ain't just reaching the people here, because there's plenty of people all over the world on our Instagram. I've connected to so many people all over the world, whether in California, New York, and these some people that just physically became friends with just by way of social media. You know what I'm saying? And so when I go to California, I might see them, or we might visit each other, or I might visit them. But I've been able to, because, going back to our Instagram page, our Facebook page, I'm always trying to put something good in the universe. You know what I'm saying? And what it does is it reaches somebody. And if they say we doing a good job, or we reach somebody, if we just reach one, we doing a good job, man. So you have reached so many people, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm super duper proud of you, man, and what you doing, man, because the Sober Living Project, man, is a brand, man, and um, um, I just want you to continue to expand this because, again, having a podcast, man, and a brand and reaching people and talking to the youth, man, because they the ones, we say that's the hard to serve, right? But that's for some people. That ain't for us. That's for some people. Because you can serve young people, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's, people say that, oh, they're hard to serve. Nah, not for everybody. Because I've seen you do it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know I can. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And I just
yeah,
wanna put something in it that
yeah,
you said.
yeah,
Like I like for some things just to stand out right.
yeah.
So as we coming to an end, I want that to
Okay.
stand out to people. When he say he don't want people to be like we faking, right?
Yeah.
So this is what a lot of young people and people in general are saying, that it's a lot of faking going on. So guess what? Me and Corey are recovering. Corey has a lot of things going on with job development for people and all that, right? I'm a motivational speaker. I'm the networker, so I'm gonna push you to Corey to get a job, right? But if me and Corey are arguing and they see me and Corey at each other's neck and me and Corey can't even be in the same street or the same spot at the same time, what do you think that's gonna trigger down to the youth or trigger down to the people? They faking.
That's it.
So that's what I'm saying. And Corey checked me about my Instagram before. He said, you got to watch what you put on there, brother. Because people are watching you. Have always been watching. And he checked my temperature. I'm a man, I can say that. But he checked my temperature in a good way because he said, look, Charlie, one thing about this, bro, people are watching you. And if you're trying to grow in this positive development, keep growing with positive. You can't be positive these many days and then you come up with something negative because then you're going to lose people.
Yeah.
Then people going to be like, man, you know what I'm saying? But I want people to know as well as that I'm real and that I go through things too.
That's it. Human beings, man. We human beings. So again, the frequency is sometimes gonna go low, it's go high, it go low. You know what I'm saying? And everybody, right? We all get our days. Again, I go back to saying, right, because we have a bad day don't mean we got bad life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So again, like I'm able to, you know what I'm saying, and I'm able to check myself, right, when I see certain things. Or I sometimes check my own pulse, right? Because, I can be feeling annoyed or antsy or whatever. I'm more aware of, how I'm feeling that day. And then I say, well, you know what? I need to have some time to myself. I might need to meditate. You know what I'm saying? I might need to turn on some music or something, man, get in my spiritual growth. You know what I'm saying? I might need to get into something that's going to elevate my mind or fill that spirit or fill that void up. Because, again, recovery is this thing where you have a big hole in the circle and you just got to fill that hole. It's like a donut. You got to fill that hole up. Sometimes it's going to get low. You got to refill it up, man. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to keep filling it up, filling up your tank. Because a lot of times, again, we run on E, trying to help out everybody else. And that's when the enemy try to get you, is when you on E. So so when I'm on E, I say, you know what, man, I need to go take me a nap. I need to go get into myself. I need to pull back from everything so I won't get caught up, you know what I'm saying, and take me, you know what I'm saying, to just kind of pull out, reboot or just kind of get myself back in order so I can be, you know what I'm saying, some more, or be good for the people that I serve, man. So it's so many different ways, man, to kind of, to kind of put us back on track, man. Again, we just gotta be aware, you know what I'm saying, of what we doing and how we doing it and how we feeling that day. That's why I always do a temperature check. You know what I'm saying? When I come into jail, I be like, man, scale of 1 to 10, how you feeling, man? Because I want to know how you feeling before we even go on with this program. I want to know how you feeling, because if you feeling some type of way, let's get that out the way so we can get on track together.
Explain this to me real quick. You bought many things in the jail. Then we gonna final thought, and I want you to say one last thing to the people. Then I'm gonna let you go.
Okay.
You bought in so many things over the jail, articles of information and stuff. One thing that stuck out to me is when you bought in this picture of the slaves laying on the slave ship.
Mm-hmm.
feet to head, feet to head, feet to head. Do you remember that
I
explanation that
do.
you gave? Give it
Yeah.
to us. Let's go.
Man, I bring that in because a lot of times, the system uses us against us, right? And so slave ship is still a slave ship today. It's just not physical today, right? It's mental. And what they do is, what they did on the slave ships a long time ago, right? They would put a little bit of food into into the ship right down the bottom. And, they had to fight for the food. And so they always found out who were the strongest. So they bring the strong up, to the top. Because, because again, they were stronger. So they already knew how to manipulate people. They always going to just give you a little bit for us to fight over. Again, it's the same thing happening today, right? They giving us a little bit and we get to fighting over it. And so that slave ship mentality has always been what it is. I just know as an individual, man, and that's why I gave it to you, because again, even you know, the FBOP, right? The prison industrial complex, right? It's still a what? It's still a what? Plantation, right? It's still a plantation. It's the same thing, right? It's plenty of plantations all over the world, right? We just make a decision to go there, to that plantation. And so when I look at these things, man, I say I can't become a slave anymore, right? Because I already been a slave to the system, right? I already know what it feels like to be impacted or be in chains, or to be mentally in chains, right? So I just try to, again, first I try to paint the picture so people can see the picture, and then they can make a decision on what they see. But I also want to share the information on what it is, so you can, a lot of times, again, we want to get so much information to you so it can help you make a better decision, or it can help you buy into what we doing. And that's just living a good life, living a good sober life too, baby. You know what I'm saying? And so, man, I want to thank you, man, for having me, man. This is real impactful. I love to kind of just kind of go back into, where we come from, because it gives me so much gratitude. This is what really keeps me going, is sometimes I get to reflect and get to visit, and get to see, what levels look like, man, in life, man. And so, thank you, man, for having me, man. I appreciate it, brother.
Thank you for
Man, I
showing
love
up.
you, man.
Love you more.
Yeah.
So y'all, man, this is a podcast, man. This is episode 2, man, with my mentor, man, and y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. But I do want y'all to understand, man, the opportunity is yours. This life is yours. God gave you free will to do the right thing. But he lets you do your wrong so you can learn from it. Don't get it twisted. Just because you locked up, it's not over.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Start revisiting yourself, reframing yourself, man, remolding yourself, man, so you can go out here and live. Anything that I could do for you, anything Corey can do for you, hit us up, man. It's all love, all respect. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. And remember, man, we breaking chains to addiction, and addiction is only as real as you make it. Take the power from the word and put it in yourself, because you already own the power anyway. Salute. Much love.
Much love.